Hey guys, this is IntroducingEmy, and I thought I would draw a little bit in the program Krita, Krita. And Krita is sort of like Photoshop. I don't know what you'd call it. It's a free Photoshop-esque program, like an analog Photoshop. I'm not sure what you would call it, but I'm always like nervous about making comparisons between programs and media. But I mean, honestly, that's essentially what it is. And it's got a lot of really interesting brushes, and I got it shortly before I started traveling a lot, and then I didn't really have a chance to work with it. And I've been enjoying it so much that I'm seriously considering about uninstalling Photoshop on my downstairs tablet PC and reinstalling Krita for just like sketching purposes. I It's kind of funny. I got my tablet PC downstairs specifically so I could draw and like or so I could work and like watch TV and stuff. And what's ended up happening is I pretty much never work downstairs. I always, if I draw downstairs, it's always like casual drawing, just like whatever I feel, like fan art or whatever. And and I feel guilty, and so then I don't use my tablet to draw at all, and I'll just use a sketchbook or whatever. Like I feel bad that I got the tablet and then I don't usually use it to draw that much because I feel like, well, if I'm drawing on the PC, I might as well just go upstairs and work. But um, lately, I've actually found that Photoshop is taking up too much room on that tablet anyway, which is kind of bogus because it's like literally all I got it for was Photoshop. Um, so I think what I'm going to do though is I'm going to uninstall Photoshop and just go with Krita because I'm having a lot of fun just kind of screwing around in this program, and I'm still learning it, so please don't bite at the bit for tutorials or anything because I I barely know it myself, and I'm still discovering new stuff like every time I work with it. I didn't mean for this to come out looking so sexy or whatever. I wanted it to be a little more creepy. This brush in particular I really like for doing creepy sketches in Krita. Um, by the way, if you just Google Krita art program or just Krita maybe, I think you can find the website just in case the link isn't in the description when this video goes up. I remember the download being kind of big, or like it. I remember it taking a while. That might have been before we got our new internet. So disregard. It might not actually be of that big of a file. That might have been before. Not sure what I'm drawing here. Somewhere between like a witch and a harpy, or man, I read this really romantic story on Literotica. Shut up, I love that site. About a harpy woman and her human lover, and I just like fell in love with harpies. I was like, oh my gosh, harpies so wonderful. And it up until then, I mean, I knew about harpies, like, but I never really, me, whatever. And the only recent thing with harpies that I was like really ingesting at all was Skyrim with like the hag witches or whatever. They're kind of harpy-esque. They're feathered women folk, I think, if I remember correctly. It's been a little while since I played Skyrim, but yeah, so I got on like this harpy kick, and I was drawing all these harpies for a while, but now I haven't actually drawn any in a while. This is the first sort of harpy-ish looking thing I've drawn. She's like a smoke harpy or something. She looks like she's made of like smoke or fabric or something. Or she's got like a big, poofy, hairy jacket on, maybe. Not really digging her square head, though. Well, I try not to erase. That's something I'm like really against. I'm very anti-erasing, especially when you're sketching. Um, like young artists, I would prefer young artists to just work with the mistakes that they make. Not so much like don't get me wrong, if you're like doing like art professionally for like somebody else, like a company or a private client or whatever, obviously you're gonna erase. But I think it's important when you're just doodling to work within your doodles, your happy accidents, because it you know some of the best learning tools, some of the best things I've ever learned were accidents, in my sketches. um, I used to do a summer program when I was younger where I would go away for like a week and a half to kind of like an animation boot camp, and it was in Harrisburg. Yeah. I was thinking it was in Philadelphia for a minute there, but um, and I remember that he pushed us to not work with pencils with erasers, because he noticed that young students were too enticed to erase all the time, and it really chewed up like the flow of their work, you know. Shut up, I'm allowed to erase that. But I'm definitely of the opinion that like 90% of the time you should just be sketching. Also, it's sort of like if you just how do you make your hold on one second. Hold that thought. Yeah, okay. So I want to go. Like I said, I'm still learning this. I want to go. Maybe let's add another 300 to the side. And we'll anchor to the right. And yeah, okay, perfect. Do 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 do. Now, what was I saying? Shit, I should not have held that thought. That would have come back to me. It's like that saying, if it wasn't important, or if it was important, you'd remember it. So I haven't figured out how to draw straight lines yet. It's not alt. Can you do that in this? I don't know. Give her like a staff or something. was originally not going to give her feet, but now it looks weird that she doesn't have feet. Just do something like that. I need to go in and see if there's like a quick way to toggle the erase, because this is a little frustrating. Give her some, make her a little more hippie here. There we go. Well, that's one of my favorite uses for the eraser, is taking away masks to define new areas. I think that's like the best use. God, she looks really cool. She's like some kind of like post-apocalyptic jungle queen. I don't know. I don't even know. Let's put some hair on her legs. Yeah, she looks really good. I like that. Let's put some leaves on her head. Grass and shit. Yeah, I'm digging this. Yeah, I'm really enjoying Krita. I literally got to try it for like 15 minutes before we started traveling around a bunch, and I wasn't home long enough to work on my, or to work on Krita, let alone my comic and like the work I had to do normally. So this is really nice. I'm enjoying this. Let's do some highlights. So let's switch to white. Let's go to, what does a burn look like on a low opacity? Anything? No. What about a screen? That looks okay. Let's do a different brush. This is my favorite of the you can see this is nice. You could get like a little palette over here that you can try your brushes in with like your different settings, and you just hit this little I think it's, no, excuse me, it's that, the broom tool. Sorry, I was trying to remember. This puts a gradient in, this puts a paint bucket in of whatever color you're on, and then brush, or the little sweepy thing, the broom, jeez, gets rid of it. So but my favorite, this kind of weird spider webbing pen sort of thing is the sketch. It's in the sketch category, and it's called Sketch Chrome. Yeah, Sketch Chrome. And just default settings. Though I have messed with some of the settings. I don't really notice anything different with this particular brush. For the most part, on the auto settings, it doesn't really seem to do much difference. Other brushes tend to just do, will do more, but I don't know, that one not so much. Let's just try the bristle tapier, no, tapered brush. Let's try this one. No? No? Oh. Yeah, let's go to overlay. No? What's going on here? Maybe that doesn't work? Whoa, 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 that's weird. Look at that. I like that. Just needs to be a little smaller. about the sponge? Why are these so huge? There's tons of brushes in here. Let's go back to the sketches and just let's just get out of that nightmare realm for a minute here. Let's say a little rougher than this. Oh, this is kind of nice. I like this. Like a different, like a wider kind of spider webbing brush. I like that. Let's take it way down on the fade though. What about density? What does that do? Anything? No? This is what I mean. These spider webbing brushes don't really seem to be affected too much by anything really. Except the strength, opacity kind of settings. What's this one? That's too smooth, that's right. What about this one? Looking for a really nasty looking brush, like a really gnarly brush that you do not take home to your mama. Oh, that's wonderful! Oh my god, I'm gonna be truing that. Oh shit, that's important to me. That is relevant to my activities. This looks a little bit like fur. Ooh, it's pretty, or like weed or something. This is amazing. I haven't really. Oh wow, look at that. Oh, let's do that one. Let's do that one. Let's do gulp. I don't know if you could hear that or not. Is there a size thing I can do? Okay, there we go. Oh, what about this one? I love that one even more. Alright. Enough dilly-dallying. I don't have a reference for, like, any of this, so we're just gonna let nature take its course on this. Let's give her a really shiny forehead. I don't know about that. don't know, how I've done her stomach has kind of like flattened it out more than I would have liked. I think that's better. Oh, another thing I'm really digging about Krita is that, and I'm not sure like all the little technical terms, so you're just gonna have to kind of work with me here. So like when you um, are not on, let me think. In Photoshop, if you're not on 25%, 50%, 100%, 150%, those kind of numbers in your navigation for like zooming in and out, it looks really pixelated or fuzzy, or it doesn't really look sharp. But with Krita, I've noticed that no matter how like deep or far you go in and out, like I'm on a really weird number. I'm on like 78% zoom. Zoom, that's the word I was looking for. Which is sort of, that would be like a really weird number to have your zoom at in Photoshop. It would look very fuzzy or weird or pixelated. Like I said, I don't know all the technical terms. You're just gonna have to kind of work with me here. So I'm kind of like shocked by that, in that Photoshop actually doesn't do that yet, or like doesn't have the capability for that. I don't know like what causes it, or like maybe there's like a plugin you can get that could fix that. I don't know. Again, don't know the technical term, but that's a nice thing about Krita that I've, another thing I like. Maybe someday I'll challenge myself and try to do a whole comic using Krita. I haven't even tried doing anything with text yet, so I don't know what that looks like. I guess I could just like handwrite my text if it became a big problem. She's like Mother Nature over here. She looks really good. Trying to set her upper body like really into the shadows, make her more spoopy. Also, I'm sorry this video has like no purpose really, except for me to bullshit around in Krita. Is X the hotkey for that? Oh, yep, that's the same as Photoshop. Some of the hotkeys are the same, some of them ain't. Still trying to figure that all out. There we go. Okay. Oh, sorry about these guys over here. I was warming up a little bit, and I thought, I might as well just show some of this. So, image, resize canvas, and then we anchor to the right, and we go, let's go 2500? No, let's go deeper than that. Let's go with like 3000. Let's give myself a lot of working room. Okay. Boop, ba, boop, 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 boop. I don't usually work like this, but it's been working out pretty good in Krita, so I'm going to no. Does that affect anything? No, good. I just made that all into one layer over there, so I don't have to worry about it. Alright, and then I'm going to lock that and make a new paint layer. I'm still figuring this all out, so pardon. Now let me see if I can find that weird Ooh, what's this? Particle? Ooh, wow, that's beautiful. Curve. Well, that'd be good for like smoke, wouldn't it? They all do something like that? Huh. Also, I'm sorry for my fan. I don't know if I mentioned that, but wow, look at that. Oh, Jesus. Strip polygon? Wow. This is doing some weird stuff. Wire? I'm not even barely doing anything. It's just going wild over here. What's clone? Oh, maybe you need something different to do some of these. Deform, filter, yeah. What about chalk? Why is chalk way at the bottom? Chalk feels like it should be up with all the other, normal drawing supplies. Not sure what these are. There might be like gradient drawing tools. Alright, let's try, where's that one really wild? Was it this one? Yeah. I swear, there's an artist on DeviantArt who like does all their art with this tool, and they kind of do like anime-esque art, and but it looks fantastic. I'm just using it to experiment. I almost never do anything like this. Let's do like a skull shape. But yeah, I apologize if you can hear my fan or any noise outside. They are doing a lot of work in the place where I live right now, the complex. And, I mean, they're like really, they're like doing, what do you call that? They're like rebuilding bridges and, redoing everybody's, gutters and painting and let's give this character a bunch of eyes. Just go right there. Alright, that looks like something we can work with. Let's take the opacity down a little bit. And we'll lock. Oh. Okay, how do you lock stuff? Because I feel like. No? Alright, whatever. I'm still figuring out how to, like, lock things, I guess. Um. Yeah, they're like really, they're really cleaning this place up. I don't know. I've lived here for quite a few years now, and this is the first time that I've seen them do so much. So maybe this is like a big rehaul. It's kind of funny though, they're only working um, on like buildings. They're only repainting buildings that you can see from the main road. I don't know if they're gonna like eventually come into the interior where I live and do these buildings. They're not exactly the roughest things you've ever seen, but I guess they feel like It's time for a new paint job. Not really digging on these. Yeah. This is cool. It kind of like smudges, but if you press a little harder, it will put more paint down for you to smudge around with. That's really cool. Let's just block out some eyeballs or holes in the head. I don't know what these are going to be. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Man, I have like real work I'm supposed to be doing right now, and I'm just like, wee in Krita. I have like a page to ink, I have a commission to work on. Speaking of which, I need to email this person and ask them if it would be permissible for me to upload any of the work I do for it on my YouTube channel. I used to just like kind of willy-nilly like put up commission work and just be like, you know, like God sort them out. No, just because I felt like, well, it's my art. I can put up whatever I want. But then I realized, well, maybe people don't want everything that they do or everything that they ask for. Generally, unless somebody says like, hey, could you not show this anywhere or whatever, then I understand that. And it's not always porn, but a lot of it's porn. I've had a few people who were they were commissioning art for me on series that were like going through weird copyright things and stuff that was theirs, but they were wary about too much of it being distributed until they were satisfied that they had complete control over their IP and all this stuff. So I've had like art that I've done for private clients, private series, and I've taken it down after a while because they were going through copyright things or whatever. That kind of a situation. Generally, I've always been kind of like of the opinion though that like unless the client specifically says like please don't show this anywhere, even if it's porn, like hell, a lot of my clients, like when I used to do a lot of erotic art and pornography and stuff, I would be like, hey, do you mind if I put this up somewhere? And they were like, no, they don't care. But I've also been of the opinion that like you should be proud of your art, all your dirty things that you do. Some of the content I haven't been too proud of, but the art itself, I've been like, yeah, that was the best thing. That was the best way that I could have done that. I know a lot of people won't draw certain topics or whatever. I guess there's like a few things maybe I wouldn't draw, but off the top of my head, nothing's really like taboo to me. I don't know. Pretty easygoing. I was sitting next to a guy at a con and he was showing me his will not draw list. Some of it was like perfectly reasonable, certain like kinks and stuff that he just like was not into, but some of it was like really like he wouldn't draw stuff from certain religions. He wouldn't draw anything that could be construed as demonic and things like that, which it's totally fine, to stand by your what's your morals? Is that the thing that people have, morals. But I guess I've always just been sort of like, yeah, whatever, I'll draw. I'm especially not picky when I've got bills to pay. You know, it's like, I gotta pay rent. I don't care. I will draw that, sir. Man, when I was in college, I was definitely like an anything goes kind of artist. Man, I drew like fucked up Nazi porn shit, dog dick crap. I really just did not care. I remember I knew somebody who was like trying to troll me, I think, and they wanted like some bizarre fetish art or something, and I was like, I remember thinking like I knew kind of knew who the person was, and I remember thinking, well, if they're gonna pay me, I'll draw. Like, who's laughing now? I got your money, and you just got some fetish art that you don't care about. Let's take the opacity down and go to. Can I do overlay right in there? Yeah. Actually, let's just do normal. Where's normal? There it is. Okay, yeah, but keep the opacity down. I really want to try like a different brush here. And just in case, I don't want this to like get misconstrued or anything, but I am totally like not saying that you should just draw whatever anybody wants at any time, and you know when they say jump, you say how high. You know, like I totally understand why people don't draw the things that they don't draw. You know, or draw the things that they do draw. I used to get a lot of like shit from like friends and stuff about like some of the artists that I admire and follow. Like I have followed some weird art careers, and I just like it's not so much what they draw, it's why they draw it that fascinates me. It's not so much that fascinates me. I really admire people who have like these things that they just love to draw, and it's like all they draw all the time. Like I'm trying to think of an example without like giving away. Like I don't want to embarrass anybody. I'll just use an example. There's this guy, and he always paints like a lot of metal teapots and like foil and stuff together in like still lifes. That's like the most tame example I can think of. And I haven't gotten any crap for watching him specifically, but it's just like that's all he does, and that's all he likes to do and paint and draw, and it clearly is something he finds intriguing and fascinating. I'm sure he sells those paintings too. They're really beautiful. But that's just like an example. I love people who have this like thing that just draws them in. It is their wow, I really don't like this. I'm just gonna delete it. Go away. You are not wanted here. Let's try it again. Sorry for just like jibby jabbing here. Maybe I should be streaming this and not just sitting here recording it. I want to get good at okay, how do I make this like pressure sensitive? Oh, what's that? What's that? Go away. Oh, that's how you toggle erase. Can I do that with just a hotkey? Can I? No, okay, I have to hit the button. Well, maybe there is a way to... I want... I want line... There we go, line width. That's what I want. Okay, okay, okay. That should be default. I want this to look more like pieces of wood or something. Like, maybe like a weird splintered scarecrow kind of thing. That'd be cool. I love scarecrows, man. And not just because it's my favorite Batman villain. I actually think scarecrows are pretty sweet. I had a total weeaboo moment when I was a kid. So, like, when I was a teenager, an older teenager, I think Naruto was coming out, and I had a friend who got really into it. I wasn't as into it, but, you know, I'd watch it and, like, did I read the manga? I can't remember. I didn't have the manga, they did, but, there was this character named Kakashi, and, Kakashi means scarecrow, depending on how you write it. But it means scarecrow in Japanese. And I was like, well, favorite character. Like, to be honest, he was like pretty much one of the more ballin' characters in the show, but um, oh my god, he looks too cute. I don't like this at all. Toggle eraser. I'm very pleased that I learned how to do that. Maybe I just won't give him eyes. Maybe he'll be like the, what are they, the clickers? Or the creatures from, The Last of Us, the zombie mushroom people. Ooh, I just got really hungry out of nowhere. It is not my lunchtime yet either. Man, I have a body that like works like clockwork. Like when I get hungry, like now. Like, and it's the same time every day. So it's always strange if I feel like a little hunger pang out of place. That usually means I'm not drinking enough water, though. I'm a little dehydrated. Um, but speaking of food, man, I've been on a honeydew melon kick. Like for about a week now. I keep going and buying honeydew melons. Then Dave cuts them all up for me. And I put them in containers. And then I have honeydew. I like honeydew because it's pretty low calorie. It's got a lot of sugar, but it's low calorie other than that. And I've cut a lot of sugar out of my diet in general, a lot of sweet things. But I loves me some honeydew. But it's like, what is it, 100 or 10 10 ounces is 100 calories. That's pretty good. It's very filling. Like it with a little yogurt. Very, very good. I think the back of his head's a little boring too. Maybe I should continue this kind of like spikiness. Oh my god, he looks like a fucking duck. He's like, meh. Oh, well. Oh yeah, but one thing I wanted to get good at drawing was wrinkles. Like little tight, teeny wrinkles. Like that like contour. Around people's eyes, but I haven't really like had time to work on it. Like right now, I'm about to stop and go do something else, but anyway, that was fun little drawing exercise, and we had some laughs. So that'll do it for this one, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye!